Thursday's Home Time show is Bush and Richie. It's Absolute Radio.
This is one of those brilliant moments where something that Richie has said, without any form of backing it up with evidence, has spiralled out of control and has come back to haunt him. Because if you remember, a couple of days ago on the show, you said that you were a pro-level touch typist.
I was a touch typist, yeah. A lot of people take me to task on it, saying you've had no training, you can't be a touch typist. I put it to you that it's just a gift. I've taken no training, but I can do it.
He's not humbled in any way by what he's heard over the past couple of days. This is brilliantly spiraled out of control because if you remember on yesterday's show, we had an expert on the phone to talk to us, the brilliant Margaret Liddell from Pitman Training, who's actually in the studio today to test Richie. Margaret, welcome to Home Time. Just remind the people again what your specialist area is.
Oh, I specialise in lots of things. Computer keyboard. I teach shorthand to journalists and translators and interpreters. And
the glitterati, I've heard.
Oh, really?
Well, I think Margaret's being a little bit coy.
Coy. Who have you trained? Any famous people you've trained to type in speed?
Actually, a few years back, when Tony Blair was our Prime Minister, I got the opportunity to go into 10 Downing Street and train his... Jonathan Powell was his chief of staff.
Oh, right.
He wanted to know how to touch type. And I taught him. And he was probably the best student I've ever had.
Until now.
Isn't that amazing?
Brilliant. Well, Margaret's got brilliant kind of headmistress vibes this evening, so this is going to work really well. Over the next 15 minutes or so, this is what's going to happen, Margaret. We're going to test Richie's ability to listen and type, which I guess is fairly important. Yes. Again, not looking at the screen, he's a touch typist. And then you're also going to put Richie through an online test, which is an actual official way of getting a score on how good his typing is. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. How fast and how accurate, yes.
Brilliant.
OK, bring it on.
It's on the way next. Watch this space. Richie takes his first touch typing test after this. Home Time with Bush and Richie, the soundtrack to your Thursday night. During the song in the outbreak you just been through there, Richie's been typing furiously, doing Margaret Liddell's Pitman Training test.
I'd love to know what my heart rate was.
You were very
my typing rate.
You were concentrating
my
away there.
My tongue was out.
I've never seen anything like it.
My tongue's never out.
It's the quietest this room's been in ages, to be honest with you. Type, tapping away. It was like Jessica Fletcher in Murder, She Wrote. We've got the scores back from your online test. So, Margaret, first of all, before we find out Richie's actual scientific score, from looking at his typing,
yes.
Is he any good at touch typing and is his claim backed up?
It would be a stretch to say he's good at touch typing.
OK, fair enough. That's all we needed to hear.
Quote of the day!
Maybe a stretch.
Bit of a stretch.
Can he use that on his LinkedIn profile?
He can touch type. He can type without looking.
Thank you.
Which is what touch typing is. However... very badly. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's a little bit like Andre Brevin on Morecambe and Wise. The right notes, but not necessarily in the right order.
Yes.
And then the score then. So he's done your scientific test. How did he get on?
It's not good. I'm so
Let's
sorry.
have
It's
a
really
barometer
not good.
first. So what would be a respectable score that someone that might be taking the right kind of job would want to be looking at?
Oh, someone looking for a job as an effective person in office would be needing to have about 60 or 65 words per minute.
OK.
Would be pretty good.
And then what would be...
Not fabulous, but pretty good.
OK.
What would be a score that would concern you as to someone's, well-being?
Well, to be fair, the one I'm looking at.
Right. Brutal.
What have I scored?
Bless his heart. He's scored 34 words per minute, but
Great.
with quite a high error rate.
Oh.
So it brings it down to only, by the time that's deducted, about 32 words per minute.
I'd say quite a high error rate is one of Richie's USPs, to be honest with you.
Yes. But we have to take into account his nervousness of
Yes.
being
Thank you.
tested.
Absolutely.
Everybody performs badly with people watching them.
That's true, yeah.
And ready to ridicule them and hoping they'll fail. I
Couple
mean,
of million
it's
listeners.
not ideal.
Exactly. Well, Margaret, thank you so much. Now we know, and I want this to be a warning for Richie going forward, because this is not an isolated claim. There's other things that happen. We will bring you to justice. and take
Thankfully,
you to
most of
task.
my other claims aren't people like Margaret at Pitman to bring me to task.
Hey, well, listen, Margaret, as well, apparently Pitman Training have a competition that they do every year called the Fastest Finger First to find the fastest typist in the land. If you think you can beat 32 words per minute, like Trigger over there.
Yes.
For the month of May, there's going to be a £100 Pitman Training voucher for the fastest finger. So get online now, www.pitmanapps.com/fastest finger first for your chance to see if you've got the skills.
Absolutely.
Margaret Liddell, thank you so much for coming on to Home Time.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure.
Thank
Been
you,
fun.
Margaret.
Thank you for having me.